Good afternoon, everybody. It is midday. We're live from Durham, and it's time for another episode of Tea with Richard. Hello, everyone. My name's Richard Hornby, and as normal, I'm broadcasting you from here in a very nice and pleasant sunny Durham city today. Thank you all very much for coming and joining us today for our usual Friday episode. And as always now on a Friday, we're going to start by having a look at your contributions with our Your Corner feature. Now, we've had quite a few contributions this week, so thank you to those of you who have contributed something to Your Corner. We've got a few garden flowers that have been sent in to us by John. Nikki has sent in some lemon drizzle cake and some rhubarb crumble, unfortunately not in cake form but in photographs. And we've also got some sunflowers. You might have seen an earlier episode of them being planted, but now we've got some photos of them starting to sprout. And I've also got some chutneys and a card that have been sent in by Marilyn. So to start with, please watch our viewer contributions and enjoy. So thank you very much to all of those people who submitted submissions for Your Corner this week. Obviously, please do get involved. We do encourage participation on this channel. So if you are interested in getting involved, please do send me an email. The email address will be on the screen at the end of the programme. So we're continuing this episode on now with our Things to See and Do section. And Things to See and Do this week have a little bit of a common theme, and that might be something to do with that today, as you've probably seen from the media, is VE Day. So today's theme for Things to See and Do is all about things to see and do on VE Day. Now, we mentioned in an earlier episode that a lot of libraries were putting resources online, and as some of you may know, I got a library card earlier on in the season of Tea with Richard, and I've been looking at some of the resources that libraries have put online. And one of the ones that I found that surprised me that Durham Library do, as you know, this is a Durham centred podcast, but I suspect other libraries in the UK do it as well, is that you can get access to daily newspapers on their online portal. So, for instance, this here on the screen now, as you can see, is today's Daily Telegraph. They've got a 75th anniversary of VE Day special supplement, and you can download it and read it for free using your library membership. Additionally, using the same service, Library Online, you can also download magazines to read. This one, for instance, is Astronomy Magazine, which is quite interesting, and it shows you where to see different celestial bodies throughout the time period. And these are all free online magazines that you can download and read on your devices, whether it's a tablet PC like this one or on a computer. So if you're interested in doing that, look at what your library has to provide online. For Durham, this is using Library Online, but for other libraries around the country, this may be on a separate platform. Also, your local library may have put on things like the Encyclopaedia Britannica, or indeed the library's edition of Family Tree Service Ancestry, to allow for people who are registered to view as well. So there are a lot of resources available online at your local library. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, why not check out what they have to offer? Now, as I say, things today are vaguely themed around the celebrations for VE Day. And as such, I thought it would be nice to remind you all of a little bit of family history. And I'm going to show somebody from my family now. On the screen now, you're seeing a picture of my grandfather, George Henry Lee. And he did not serve in Europe for very long, but he spent a lot of the Second World War serving in Africa with General Montgomery. And if you are curious about finding people in your family who've been involved in military action or just in general, I mentioned this for the Easter holidays, but once again, Ancestry Online are offering all their UK records for free for today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So if you started some family tree research when it was free at Easter, you can continue it on this weekend. So that's certainly something that you can be working on this weekend. And the other thing that I would say about Ancestry is if you're using the library's online version that I mentioned earlier on, you probably won't be able to save your tree. But if you use the free version like this, you will. And you can still access the tree even if your free trial has expired. You can't add anything to it. You can't view the records, but you can still see the tree and where people are. So if you want to carry on doing research that's not on Ancestry or don't want to pay for the premium version once the free weekend finishes, you can use the resources that you've created and download them and view them separately. If people are interested, I might do a little bit of a how to research your family tree section on Ancestry and make that available as a video. So if you're interested in that, do let me know in the comments below or in the chat at the side of the video, and I will certainly give it some thought about whether we can put something together. So that's one VE Day related thing to do. And the next is English Heritage's VE Day at Home. And the URL for this is extremely long, so I'm just going to duck down a little bit. And there it is on screen. It's englishheritage.org.uk/visit/inspired-me/VE-day. And if you put that link into a web browser, you'll find a VE Day at Home pack that you can download with some easy wartime recipes, some interesting historical facts about VE Day, also some basic instructions to how to do a Lindy Hop dance. And I believe there is some online coaching for this that's on their YouTube channel at the moment. That's the English Heritage YouTube channel. But if you want to go and watch that, you feel free to head over there after I finish this. But there's a lot of things to do, and I'll just point out a few key events of the day. That at 2:55 p.m, brass players are invited to play The Last Post from their home or in their gardens. At 3 p.m, we're being asked to join in a national toast, which is "To those who gave so much, we thank you." Again, that's going to be standing at windows, etc. This evening at 9 p.m, Her Majesty the Queen will be speaking to the nation. And following this, just after 9 p.m, there is to be a nationwide sing-along led by Dame Vera Lynn, singing "We'll Meet Again," again from windows. So if you want to be involved in any of those things, I suggest looking at the BBC website, as this seems to be a good place to find out the information about what's going on and when. So those are things to see and do this weekend, and primarily today, as it is VE Day. Please, if you are partaking in communal activities on your streets, remember that the 2-metre social distancing requirement still needs to take place. So don't gather closely together, but by all means, feel free to speak loudly so your neighbours can hear you and join in with whatever you're getting involved with. As always, we end this episodes with a little bit of reflection time. And in today's reflection time, I'm going to give, as always, something to focus on, but I'm also going to give you something to do in which you can get involved and contribute to our episode on Monday, which is, as I've said before, our 30th episode. So firstly, today's episode is to thank those people who we love. To let someone you love know how much they mean to you. Now, this might be somebody who's with you at the moment, might be your wife, your husband, your partner, or alternatively, it might be a family member or a friend who at the moment is further away than you'd like them to be. They're in self-isolation, they may live in another town or another place of the world, and this is a perfect opportunity to connect and say how much these people mean to you. And it might be a while until we can see them again, but we will be able to see them again. And, tell them that they mean something to you. They might have not had anyone contact them for a while. And it's really, really important to, at this time, to contact your friends, members of the family, and your loved ones, and to let them know how much they mean to you. So that's today's reflection time. But one thing that I would like you to think about for Monday, and I would like people very much to contribute on this, and Monday's reflection time is going to be themed around music. And the thing that I'd like you to think about is about why your favourite music means a lot to you. So what I would like you to do between now and Monday's episode is to get in touch, and I'll put the details on the bottom of the screen in a minute, and let me know what your favourite music is and why it means so much to you. And I'm going to include some of the best contributions for favourite music and meaning in the episode. So please only share these meanings if you are willing them to be included in the episode. So Monday's reflection time is going to be thinking about our favourite pieces of music, and I'm asking for contributions as to what your favourite piece of music is and why it means so much to you. Now, as always, if you want to contribute to an episode, you can find the email address on the screen here. It's t@mallard-days.com, or you can look online at mallard-days.com/t. So that's for submissions to your corner and also for telling me about your favourite music and why you like it. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen and click the little bell next to it, which will give it some ears, and that means you'll get an email alert every time I go live. If you're watching, of course, on the mallard-days.com website, do the same thing. You need to click my face in the top right left-hand corner of your screen, and that'll enable you to subscribe that way. So, as always, thank you very, very much for joining me today. Thank you for listening, and As always, folks, when you've finished your cup of tea, remember that it's very important to go and wash your hands. And by doing this, we will be able to beat coronavirus. Have a lovely long weekend, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Good afternoon.